Sorry about that. Hello, I'm Mortika Lacrosse. This is New Evolution TV, Revolutionize Your Life. This is episode 2 of Paranormal Plus, series created by me and Vixen Fireheart. Now, this particular idea for this video of Paranormal Plus, I was inspired by Juggaluminati's video, which I'll leave in the description bar below, and a link to Juggaluminati's channel. So be sure to check that out after you watch this video. Now, for all of you who don't know, this particular phenomenon known as black-eyed children originated in 1996 on the internet and internet forums after a reporter for Abilene Reporter News, Brian Bethel, posted a story or a particular account that he went through when it came to the black-eyed children. He said that a particular event happened also in Portland, Oregon. But his particular event happened in a little old city not that far from here, West Legion, Texas, called Abilene, Texas. One night he was, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that story real quick. So one night he was sitting in his car doing his bills and whatnot, and it was really late. And at that particular time he heard a knock, on the window. When he looked out his window, his windows rolled up, his doors were locked, and he noticed these two particular children, very young, at his door asking them for a ride. They were trying to get to a particular movie theater to see a late night showing. Now, of course, he was busy doing his bills, and he said, "I'm sorry, I can't really do that right now." So Mr. Bethel said, "I'm sorry." And then he looked at the time and realized that for this particular time, there would be no way that they could make it to the other side of town in order to see this particular movie showing that they wanted to see. That's when he went to tell them, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you a ride," and he noticed that their eyes were black. And that's when he told them, "Please leave me alone. I'm going to continue to try to do my bills. I don't have time to deal with this. I'm sorry. You're going to have to find another way." But it didn't stop there. At that particular time, they kept on pounding on his window as hard as possible in very eerie voice, telling him to open the door now to let them in. At this particular moment, then he drove off and drove into another parking lot to finish paying his particular bills. The interesting thing is that they had to be invited in. Now, here's an interesting fact. I myself, Mortika Lacrosse, when I was working at the particular time a few years ago at McDonald's, I had a run-in with the black-eyed children. Now, real quick before I get into my story, people have come to believe that the black-eyed children may be demons, vampires, aliens. It's not quite sure, and technically it's referred to as a creepypasta, even though it's an actual paranormal phenomenon, which is why I'm airing it in this episode of Paranormal Plus. So, I was working at McDonald's at the particular time, and McDonald's, where I'm, was working at in West Legion, Texas, is open 24 hours. And while I was working there at this particular place, I heard a knock I was cleaning the lobby, helping the person that cleans the lobby cleaning the lobby, and that's when we heard a knock at the window. I walked over to the window, and there was these two children saying that they were hungry and they were letting in. I tried to explain to these children through the door, because I wasn't allowed to open the door because it was against policy, that basically I couldn't let them in at the time and that they would have to come back later on when we were open. That is when I noticed that their eyes were black. Completely black, like the aliens you would see in TV shows such as Roswell and stuff. And they kept on asking to be let in and said, "We can't come in unless you invite us in." I kept on telling them no, that I was not going to let them in. And that's when their demands got louder and louder, demanding me to let them in. So I run to get my manager, and by the time my manager runs there and tells them they're not coming in, and they kept on pounding on the glass almost to the point where it broke. It was at that point when another shift leader at the time ran up, and they had disappeared. So anyways, in the description bar below, I'll also put a Wikipedia link to the particular phenomenon known as black-eyed children. So in the comments below, tell me what exactly you think the black-eyed children might be, and make sure you check the links. Anyways, I'm Mortika Lacrosse. Tune in next time for another episode of Paranormal Plus. I'm Mortika Lacrosse. Until next time, stay wicked.